I'd like to speak a little bit about meditation questions that people ask that are very common. You might call this the frequently asked questions, meditation essentials. How long should I meditate? Well, there's a lot of ways you could answer that, but the simplest way is how long can you enjoy meditation? And you may think, well, gosh, I'm new to this. It's kind of hard sitting still and my mind wanders off. So, you may feel like, well, I'm not enjoying it very much at all. So a bare minimum might be a few minutes, a minute or two. If you're working with children who are especially restless, 30 seconds might be enough to start with, just as a challenge. Can you stay still? Can you just observe your breath and be a little more inward for a span of a few seconds? Swami Kriyananda, when addressing this subject, would sometimes say, look, I'm easy, I'll negotiate, You spend 2 minutes brushing your teeth, I'll start with 2 minutes. So really there's no lower minimum. There's a practical lower minimum, though, in the sense that it's hard to get any really deep results from meditation if you don't spend at least 5 or 10 minutes. Because it takes about that long for most people to kind of begin to let the static settle out of their minds a little bit, and the restlessness, the physical restlessness and tension to begin to relax. So a good minimum might be in that 5 to 10 minute range. But longer can be better as long as it's enjoyable. It's helpful to leave your meditation on a high note. In other words, finish your meditation practice while you still are inspired and enjoying it, rather than kind of setting some predetermined minimum that you're going to achieve and then gritting it through every day whether you enjoy it or not, because it can develop the mental bias of resistance inside, thinking, oh, I've got to do that thing again, oh geez, and it's hard and I didn't like it last time and I had a hard time, etc. We get these little mental messages going on around inside our minds, and that can be a barrier to overcome. So better in the beginning to just meditate as long as you can enjoy the process. But then moving forward, to begin to stretch a little bit is also good. When your practice becomes daily, and if possible, twice daily, if possible, morning and evening, or roughly 2 times at opposite ends of the day for you, or, speaking very practically now, whatever works for you. Because the best times to meditate are traditionally said to be dawn, noon, in other words, sunrise more or less, noon, sunset or evening, early evening, and midnight. But what if none of those times are easily available to you? They don't work in your schedule for whatever reason. Then pick times that actually do work for you. Starting the day with meditation, ending the day with meditation, both of those are very helpful and useful, effective times, because the initiation of the day kind of sets a tone. It sets many times you'll, even in modern writing now, if you look on the internet or in many books where people talk about morning routines, they'll talk about trying to meditate. Now, usually they're talking about a pretty brief practice, 15 minutes, 20 minutes maximum. I personally think you'd get more out of a longer meditation once you sort of get into it. But hey, anywhere along that spectrum, there's value and there's benefits to be gained from the practice. So starting energizes the day, puts a calm focus around whatever it is we're trying to accomplish in the day. Closing the day with meditation helps us to process the day, helps us to relax away from identification with whatever we've been busy doing in the course of the day, and helps us to release and go into the night for sleep. Again, in a very peaceful, composed way. The benefits of it, in that sense, help us to wrap up the day and look forward to that morning reconnection again. So in those ways, it's helpful to just use the natural energies of the day, the natural psychology. There's an energetic basis for those optimal times for meditation: dawn, noon, sunset, midnight. That's when the day, when the energy on the planet, based on the sun, based on the movement of energy around the planet, where there's a little pause, a little shifting of the energy. In a larger sense, we can feel this around the solstices and equinoxes in the spring, summer, fall, and winter. And those too, in the larger scheme of things, it's like the energy is shifting, the seasons are shifting, and we can take those times to go inward more easily. That little pause is like it's almost like the transmission of the planet is in neutral briefly, or the clutch is in and it's rolling forward, and we can use that pause to go inward more easily. So take those opportunities, and in the developing practice of meditation, use the advantage of your own enthusiasm and your own interest and your own sense of the results of meditation, which should bring peace and calmness more into your life. Remember, don't spend all your time in a given meditation session practicing techniques, meditation techniques or breathing exercises, etc. Always leave some time at the end. Could be a quarter of your whole time. If you had 20 minutes, it could be 5 minutes or so, 5 to 7 minutes. Could be up to a third of the time. Take that time, reserve that time to just assimilate and enjoy the fruits of the meditation, the blessings of the meditation, so that they become a permanent part of your nature and your being. Meditation can be a tremendous blessing in your life. And I encourage you and give my sincerest hope that it will, in fact, be a great blessing and benefit in your life. Namaste.